field level action cam is brought to you by Samsung Galaxy S8. Unbox your phone. Marcus has pitched great against the Yankees in this ballpark. He is 3-0 for his career, and he hasn't given up much to New York while pitching against them here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays need a win today to have a 7-3 homestand and split the 4-game series against the Yankees. New York's 32-21, first in the AL East, top of the order. Brett Gardner has had success against Marcus Stroman. He's also hit well against the Blue Jays, had a home run in the 8th inning yesterday. And then down in the order, Aaron Hicks, he has been tough to figure out. Switch hitter with good numbers, 5 doubles in the series and 7 RBIs, including a career-high 6 RBI game in the opener.
12th start of the season for Marcus Stroman. He's now on a 5-game win streak after he beat the Reds in his last start. He's pitched 6+ innings, allowing 2 earned runs or less for 7 times for the 7th time this season. In that last game, he'll be facing the Yankees for a 2nd time this season. When he faced them on May the 3rd, he was limited to just 3 innings and a no decision because of tightness in his arm. For his career, he's 5-2 with an ERA under 3. That's 9 career starts versus the Yankees. Good matchup for him. The Blue Jays need a big start this afternoon from Marcus Stroman.
Defensively, it's been a little bit of a rough patch for the Blue Jays. They've committed errors in 8 of the 9 games on this homestand. Chris Collins gets a start in left. Pilar and Bautista round out the outfield. Tulowitzki, Travis up the middle. Donaldson and Smoke at the corners. Luke Maile continues to catch in place of Russell Martin.
Justin Smoke's been good over at first base. He's started every game there, but 9 this season. He's had 1 error. That's a .998 fielding percentage, tied for 3rd best in the American League. Only Hosmer and Joe Mauer have a better fielding percentage for a first baseman in the American League.
Great crowd on hand here on a rainy afternoon here in Toronto. The roof is closed. 47,000 in attendance yesterday. This will wrap up a 10-game homestand for the Blue Jays. New York will have an off day tomorrow and take on the Boston Red Sox on Tuesday. Here's the first pitch of the game. Stroman throws it up and in, and Gary Cederstrom says, "Is that the kind of day it's going to be? Are you going to catch anything, young man? Would you just try to catch that next pitch so I don't get hit in the face again?"
At least they can laugh about it. First pitch fastball off the glove of Maile right into the chest of Gary Cederstrom, the crew chief.
He wants to know about the foul tip, and Cederstrom says no, it's off his glove. It sounded like a foul tip, but it hit his glove. So Gardner with the account in his favor, 1-0. Ground ball, big hop for the second baseman, Devin Travis, 1 away.
Well, when he's on, Marcus Stroman gets a lot of ground ball outs. We were talking in the opening that over his last 5 starts, his ground ball percentage actually has gone up. He's been really keeping the ball down in the strike zone. He's got that sinker going, and he is now 3rd in the American League in ground ball percentage behind Keuchel and McCullers, both of Houston.
He's just about where he was last year for the entire season in ground ball percentage.
Luis Severino also on that list, so we might see a lot of ground balls this afternoon.
As a first pitch strike to Gary Sanchez back in the lineup. He did not play in yesterday's game. Sanchez had a 2-homer game on Thursday in the series opener.
You know, we just talked about ground balls and keeping the ball down. It'll be interesting to watch Stroman and the Blue Jays, how they pitch Sanchez and Judge. I think they're both very good low ball hitters, both of them. Do you go upstairs to try and get him out?
Well, that's really interesting. And early on in a ball game, I would try to pitch to Stroman's strength, not try to show them where you think you can get him out early in the game. And Marcus can pitch down against anybody. So you stay down early until you get a pivotal at bat. Then you might try to exploit their weakness.
I agree 100%.
Hard slider for the strikeout. 2 up, 2 down for Stroman.
Well, if he's got that slider working, he's going to have a lot of strikeouts also. The Super Slow-Mo Replay is powered by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV. First strikeout of the afternoon for Stroman, and it comes off that hard slider.
Marcus grew up in Medford, New York on Long Island, so he knows all about the Yankees and their rich tradition. Here is Aaron Judge batting with nobody on and 2 outs. Upstairs with the heater, and they have tested him a lot upstairs with the fastball. Upstairs early, maybe save that slider for a put-away pitch.
Yeah, with a couple of runners on base, maybe later in the ball game. 2 outs, nobody on. Quick pitch.
Hey, you got to try something. He's leading the majors in home runs with 18. He's got the 6th best batting average in the American League, batting .326. Right at the top of the zone, just a little bit up. The beauty of baseball, 5'8" versus 6'7", and they're on equal terms.
And they're on equal terms. That's exactly right. You don't have to be 6'7" and be a pitcher. Marcus Stroman has proven that over the years. Make quality pitches. I'll tell you what, when you're 6'7", you got a pretty big strike zone to shoot for.
2-2 pitch. Sinker down for a foul. Judge had an RBI single in there, excuse me, a double in the 3rd inning. The Yankees had 8 hits yesterday. They didn't have a single. Most hits in a game without a single in franchise history. They had 4 doubles and 4 home runs. So Stroman set. Another 2-2 pitch to Aaron Judge. Stroman, and rightly so, thought that was a strike, but the catcher was set up inside. Gary Cederstrom, the crew chief of this umpiring crew.
Marcus thinks he got him twice. He's asking if that's down or if that's out, and he's saying it's out. Let's see if it's out. That's right on the corner.
3-2. Fly ball. Bautista a couple of steps back, and that'll do it. Marcus Stroman, 3 up, 3 down in the first. No problem. Just 13 pitches. He dispatches the Yankees in order. Pete Walker, Luke Maile, and Marcus Stroman just putting their heads together, asking about that strike. How much of the plate did it have? Had about 4 inches of the plate. It was called a ball, but Marcus was able to retire Judge with a fly ball to right. Time now to take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. This season they are 2 games under 500 and had a good homestand. 6-3 to this point. Kendrys Morales, in fact, on this homestand has hit .344. Look at the power. 3 doubles, 3 home runs, and 6 RBIs. And right behind him, his partner as a switch hitter, Justin Smoke. Good numbers against Luis Severino, the Yankees starter. He's 4 for 9 with a home run. Smoke's had a good homestand as well.
They get the young fireballer for the New York Yankees, just 23 years old, making him the 3rd youngest pitcher to start a game in the American League this year. Jose Barrios, Ty Danish of Chicago. Younger. He's got an electric fastball and an electric slider. And he's putting up some big numbers as a starter this year.
There's that good fastball at 96 off the plate inside to Pilar. 1-1. .99, but just a bit outside. How can you tell at 99?
Don't blink. He's just got a great arm. For his young career, though, he hasn't beaten the Blue Jays.
So far, he has hit 99 twice in his first at bat of the ball game.
He's 0-3 in 6 games versus the Blue Jays in his career. They've seen him as a starter and they've seen him as a reliever.
Leadoff walk to Kevin Pilar. Defensively, the Yankees have done a great job. Just 29 errors this season for Joe Girardi. That is the 3rd fewest errors in the American League. The interesting thing is they've only turned 34 double plays. Gardner, Hicks, and Judge in the outfield. Gregorius and Castro up the middle. Headley and Refsnyder on the corners. Gary Sanchez doing the catching for Luis Severino.
It's a good outfield. You mentioned that Brett Gardner in left field. He was the Gold Glove winner last year. He was also the Wilson Defensive Player of the Year in left field 2016 last season. He's a very good left fielder.
Severino throws a first pitch strike to Josh Donaldson. In case you're wondering why the Blue Jays are wearing red on Sunday here at home, all season long they're wearing these alternate red uniforms to commemorate the 150th birthday of Canada. And it's a good look, and everybody has enjoyed wearing these red unis. Also on the uniforms, you'll notice the play ball patch. That's a major league initiative to encourage youth to get into softball and baseball. Everybody in baseball has been wearing that patch on their unis. One and two to Josh Donaldson. Josh had a 2-homer game on Friday night in that 7-5 win over the Yankees. He and Justin Smoke hit first inning home runs off of Michael Pineda.
Establishing that fastball early. Right now he's trying to put it on that outside corner, and he's just pulling it off the plate. He's thrown 9 pitches so far. 6 of them have been out of the strike zone.
This is the 11th start for Severino this season.
Trying to get him to throw over to first base. Severino wasn't really sure what that sign was.
Another ball. We mentioned this is his 11th start. He's 4-2 with a .293 earned run average. You see Bautista waiting on deck. Last year, Severino, through his first 11 starts, was 0-8 with an .850 earned run average. A dramatic turnaround, and Joe Girardi talks about the fact that he has thrown his fastball in much better spots this year. Not the case early on today. Donaldson rips it back foul as Pilar was on the move.
Well, as a starter last year when they put him in the rotation, it was fastball slider, and he's trying to get that changeup in there just a little bit more. He worked with Pedro Martinez on that changeup. They taught him, said, you're going to have to come up with that 3rd pitch. He's only throwing it 9% of the time, but it's just that 3rd pitch putting something different in the minds of those hitters.
There goes Pilar. He got a great jump. Sanchez throw hits Pilar as he was sliding into second. Pilar has a stolen base, and not sure where it hit him, but it clearly hit him before he got to the bag. And he's waving off the trainer, but Mike Prostad's going to come out just to make sure.
That's why you wear that helmet on the bases. An aggressive slide into second base. It just took a little bit more time for Sanchez to catch the ball, then come up firing, so it's going to run right off the helmet of Pilar. He goes in feet first, covers up, and hits him right on the head.
I think they hit him on the helmet and it bounced off his arm as well. That's a shock when you're sliding into second and you feel something hit you. So he's at second now with 1 out. His stolen base is number 9 for him. And Jose Bautista steps in the box. Donaldson down on strikes.
Yeah, when we saw Severino last year, it was basically fastball slider. Everything seemed to be the same speed. And major league hitters are going to tee off after they ratchet it up just a little bit if you're throwing everything the same speed. This year he's trying to incorporate that changeup just to give it a little something extra for those hitters to think about.
He hasn't even made you think about anything other than that heater. So you can bet Jose is just keyholing to get a heater down about belt high.
But fastball, he's got a good one. In fact, he's got the best in baseball at 97.2 miles per hour. Cole, Martinez, and Strasburg right behind him. He's got the best fastball. And the Yankees, you know, people were saying, is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be a reliever? And Joe Girardi said all spring, hey, this guy's a starter for me.
Bautista called out on the strike. Remember the call Stroman didn't get with Judge at the plate. That one looked to be a little bit more questionable, but it's the second strikeout for Severino.
Jose's got a great eye. This fastball, they go to that outside corner and it splits Sanchez, the catcher. Here's the overhead as he jumps outside. That one looked like it was just off the plate.
That one was farther off the plate than Stroman's, which was called the ball. 2 outs now for Kendrys Morales. Morales likes the fastball. The pitchers that have given him problems recently have thrown that curveball down towards his back foot.
He has been able to lay off of it, but he's the type of hitter, the harder you throw it, the better he likes it.
Slider away. Morales having just a few at bats against Severino. He's only 0 for 3. Well, we mentioned he's had a good homestand. 11 for 32, a .344 average. 3 doubles and 3 home runs. Slider toward the end of the bat. Castro throws him out. Leadoff walk, no problem. He played an inning, no score.
I caught up with pitcher Aaron Sanchez and asked him just how he's been able to stay in game shape while he's been on the DL, shut down from all baseball activities. Sanchez telling me that he's been simulating his 5-day routine on his own inside the weight room, and then he heads out on a daily basis to the bullpen to conduct his towel drills. Now for Sanchez, this particular drill helps him stay in his delivery, making sure everything's on time. There are a lot of moving parts, he tells me, when you're pitching, and if you can harness that down, it'll make it easier to return. Sanchez is big on that drill. He does it when he's regularly starting. It's something that really benefits him. According to pitching coach Pete Walker, Sanchez will play catch tomorrow in Oakland. They have to hammer out a plan for a side session before Sanchez goes out on a rehab assignment, Buck. So no timetable, but he's getting closer.
He certainly is, Hazel. Thank you for that report. And I talked to Aaron this morning and saw his finger, and it really looks pretty good. But obviously, he's going to have to stand up to the rigors of throwing a baseball once again before he can even consider coming back. Stroman to Matt Holliday. Gets the first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. Holliday batting .272 with 12 homers and 35 ribbies. Holliday had one of 4 home runs in the 8th inning for New York yesterday. First time the Yankees had hit 4 home runs in an inning since June of 2012 when they did it against the Mets.
Tell you what, now that's a couple of times now in this game that Stroman has quick pitched the Yankees, and they weren't happy about it. He did it to Gardner. Brett stared him down, and Matt Holliday stepped out, and he was asking the umpire if that's legal. Now look at them all calling timeout to get set. Nothing wrong with trying to upset the timing. There he goes again of the batters.
Well, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, how everybody has really developed a vanilla delivery. And whenever you see anything different, like Johnny Cueto or Marcus Stroman, the hitters get all upset. And check swing foul. Years ago, pitchers used that windmill windup. They did a pump, and once in a while Drysdale would do it twice, and Louis Tiant would spin his back, and pitchers had all sorts of different deliveries. But now everybody has gone to that set position delivery like David Price uses and so many pitchers use. And whenever you see anything unusual like Marcus Stroman, everybody throws a fit.
It's a quiet delivery, but he's doing the right thing. He's altering his delivery with nobody on base. As long as the batter and the umpire are set in the box, you can deliver that pitch any way you want to. We saw it out in Anaheim when he made a couple of pitches that the umpire wasn't ready and actually called balls against Marcus, which is legal. The umpires, if he feels like he quick pitched him, he can call a ball.
Ground ball. Big hop for Tulowitzki. It's short. Nice scoop over at first by Smoke. Well, Tony Pena, long-time baseball coach, player, manager. He managed the Royals. We want to wish him a happy birthday. He's 60 years old today. I said, Tony, you look great. He says, man, I feel great. He throws BP every day. He's out coaching the catchers. He's a first base coach. He's been a bench coach. He managed the Royals, and what an outstanding baseball career he's had.
Winter ball. He was telling me he managed winter ball for 25 years. I mean, he plays baseball or manages baseball year round. I remember talking to him earlier this season in spring training. He said, for 25 straight years, I never took an off season off.
Starlin Castro goes after that first pitch and fouls it back. And look at Gary Cederstrom once again saying, hey, Luke, you going to catch anything today? I've had umpires tell me that on days like this where foul tip goes off your glove and hits the umpire. He got hit by the first pitch of the game, and that's why he and Luke have had that conversation. Check swing. Speaking of birthdays, we want to wish our RoboCam operator Paul Lang a happy 50th birthday, and that's the camera Paulie runs, and he's back in the truck. And happy birthday, Paul. Paul's been on the crew for 26 years, bringing you all these great shots. That's his camera right there. So happy birthday to Paul Lang. Number 50. Castro goes and misses. So it's a slider. 5 straight retired by Stroman.
Hey, Marcus has a good slider today. It's really moving. If he can keep it close to the strike zone, he's going to have one of those high strikeout games. He got Sanchez with a slider outside the strike zone in the first inning and pulls this one down. A little half swing by Castro for his second strikeout of the afternoon. It's a late breaker. It looks like a fastball coming in there and all of a sudden just darts out of the strike zone.
There's a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. This is the red hot Aaron Hicks. Hicks is on a 7-game hit streak.
He has reached base in 29 of his 33 starts this year. That's why that on base percentage, that second number there, is up there, 434.
Hicks had a tough start to his Yankee career last year. He had 217 in 123 games. But he has really turned it up a notch this season. He almost won the starting right field job out of spring training. He was putting a lot of pressure on Aaron Judge, and Judge had a couple of good weeks at the end to win the starting spot. There's the numbers for that career high 7-game hit streak.
He's been a doubles machine, hasn't he, in this series?
5 doubles in this series. Stroman's ahead 1-2. 3 strikeouts for Marcus Stroman. 6 up, 6 down to start this ball game.
Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by Honda. The Honda Checkered Flag event is back. Get there fast. Leave even faster.
People lined up early in the rain to get that Josh Donaldson bringer of rain bobblehead, and it did bring the rain to the point where we have a closed stadium. But they were here early this morning with their umbrellas, planning how they were going to stand in line and get one of those Josh Donaldson bobbleheads. And Justin Smoke goes after that first pitch. Smoke's had a good homestand, 313 on the homestand in the first 9 games.
That batting average up to 283 for Smokey, with lots of production.
That one off the end of the bat. Severino with a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. He walked Pilar to start the game and struck out Donaldson and Bautista. Bautista called out on a borderline strike. There's a good slider, and Severino has 3 strikeouts.
Well, just like Marcus Stroman, Luis Severino's on a roll over his last 5 starts. Check out these numbers: an ERA under 2 at 1.8, Opponent's batting average of 236. He's striking out the world, 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he's not giving up home runs. He's only allowed 1 home run over his last 5, none over his last 4. That's a career high for him. So that should be a nice little matchup. He doesn't give up many home runs. Blue Jays hit a ton of home runs.
Troy Tulowitzki got some pretty good numbers against Severino in limited at bats. He's 3 for 7. Boy, Severino's done a nice job of refining his delivery. You see how balanced he was after he threw that last pitch. Everything is balanced, under control, not trying to generate velocity with his body. A very sound delivery.
All spring long, they kept asking Joe Girardi, is he going to be a starter for you? Should he be a reliever? Hey, he's got 2 pitches. He hasn't really refined himself as a starter. And Joe kept saying, he's 23 years old. How do you give up on a guy and put him in the bullpen at 23 years old when he's got this kind of arm?
Yeah, it's the same kind of argument that we used to have with Aaron Sanchez. Is he a starter? Is he a reliever? Look at him. It's a he's a starter. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, a long-time pitching coach, said when you have guys like this that have live arms, you just are patient with them. It gives them an opportunity to develop, learn how to pitch.
They signed him as a non-drafted free agent back in 2012. He was just 17 years old when they drafted him, and they have developed him through their farm system. Why would you put him in the bullpen? I think as a last resort you put him in the bullpen, right?
Well, Mariano Rivera started out as a starter and he just didn't work out. Tulowitzki hits the slider toward the end of the bat. Gregorius has committed just 1 error this year. 2 away.
Well, you know, we have talked about the Yankee starters have been pretty good this year. 3rd in the American League in ERA, but guess who's leading them in earned run average? It's not the big names that you would think like Tanaka or Sabathia. It's Luis Severino. 293 earned run average. He has pitched some good ball games with some high strikeout numbers. He just has a fantastic arm.
And we mentioned earlier, Severino threw 11 starts last year for the Yankees, had an .850 earned run average.
His fastball command is better. His slider's better, and he's using his changeup.
Little slider, that's going to bounce foul. Severino didn't get over to it quick enough to field it in fair territory. The Severino last year, hitters were hitting .337 against him. This year comes into this ball game with an opponent's batting average of .222.
So I mean, you know, you can throw as hard as he can, but if you don't put it where you need to, keep it down or keep it on the corners, big league hitters are going to turn it around.
Trav is playing in his 50th game. Slider in the dirt. Severino has 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. He's allowed a leadoff walk and nothing more.
Toronto Eaton Center are the official team shops for your Toronto Blue Jays. Authentic alternate red cap and jersey now available. Get yours today at select J-Shop locations at jshop.ca or by calling 1-877-J-Shop.
Thank you very much, Hazel May. A lot of beautiful merchandise in that Jay's shop, and a lot of fans here, of course, have visited Jay's shop. You can do it online as well. Make sure you check it all out. 2 innings. Only had 1 base runner. Kevin Pillar drew a leadoff walk, and that's been it.
Is this what we expected?
Yes, it is.
2 very young pitchers, 2 very good young pitchers. And both of them, at least so far in this game, have a wipeout breaking ball.
Marcus has a wider assortment of breaking balls than Severino, but they're equally talented in spinning the baseball. Ground ball right on the hands. Gregorius retired, 1 away.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Final game of a 10-game homestand. The Blue Jays are 6-3 on this homestand. New York has won 4 of the 6 games between these 2 teams so far. The Yankees are 3-3 on this road trip. And the Yankees are the only AL East team with a winning record on the road. This is Chase Headley. Headley got off to a good start, but boy, he has fallen into a funk lately, hitting just 165 over his last 34 games.
He has struggled on this road trip. He's 5 for 23.
A weak grounder foul. Chase got off to a good start, as we mentioned, but in his last 34 games, his OPS is 459. He has had an on-base percentage of 218 and a slugging percentage of 241. 2-1. Sorman is set, and Headley lays off that high pitch.
This looks like he's going around the ball a lot when you watch Chase in these 4 games. The pitch is coming in, and his bat head, instead of going straight to the wall, it's going around and creating a lot of ground balls to the right side.
Rob Refsnyder starting at first base, and that is a familiar scene around the Yankees. Aaron Judge sitting next to Matt Holliday, picking his brain.
Yeah, if you're a young player and you've got these veteran type of guys on your team, where else would you sit? Right? You want to learn as much as you can. It's the one thing that they talk about with Aaron Judge is he listens. He doesn't pretend to know it all or act like he knows it all. He wants to learn as much as possible.
Yeah, how would you even expect to know it all when you're in your first full season in the majors, and when you have a guy like Matt Holliday who is quick to share information with you? Jordan Montgomery was good yesterday, and guess where he's sitting? Next to CC Sabathia.
The 2 lefties who have won in this series.
Chase Headley sounded like he got jammed on that pitch, but drives it through the infield into right center for a base hit. It's his 3rd hit against Marcus Stroman in 14 at bats.
Looked like a changeup going down and away, and he's able to roll over that. Blue Jays were in a shift, but they didn't have 3 infielders on the right side. They had Travis pulled over deep on the right side, and he hit it right where Travis would have been standing.
Here is Rob Refsnyder, the first baseman, batting 9th in the Yankees order. Marcus Stroman has been the master of getting the double play. He has induced 14 ground ball double plays. That's 2nd in the majors to Dallas Keuchel. Headley's on the move. Here's the throw from Maley. It is a good one, but the tag by Travis missed. That ball tailed away from second base, and Travis had to follow the baseball. That pulled him off the bag, and he swiped at Headley but couldn't make contact.
Yeah, he had to come up in front of that bag to miss the runner. He's going to cover. The throw is sailing. He has to come up in front of that runner, round into him. Chase Headley saying he never touched me. Not really sure on that angle. I don't think the Blue Jays are going to look at it. They're thinking about it. This should tell right here.
Looked like he missed him. And the Blue Jays agree with that. They will not challenge the call at second. The stolen base is the 6th for Headley in 6 attempts. Of course, the Yankees are aware that Stroman gets a lot of ground balls, so they took a shot, started the runner, and Headley steals it.
Played some hit and run right there. Good throw would have got him, but it tailed just a little bit. Yankees trying to play some small ball. They're not known for that. They're known for knocking it out of the ballpark.
One to Refsnyder. Breaking ball pulled to third. Big hop for Donaldson. Headley's going to take off for third, and Smoke won't make a throw. Donaldson couldn't do much about that because the bounce took him deep at third base. He had to focus on throwing out Refsnyder.
Justin Smoke had thoughts of maybe throwing it across the diamond. John Gibbons was asked yesterday what makes Smoke such a good first baseman, and he's got good hands and he's a tall target over there. He also said he's got a good arm for a first baseman, and it's accurate. I thought he was going to take a shot, but thought better.
2 away now. Back to the top of the order. Brett Gardner. This pitch, breaking ball, and a good one. Gardner grounded out the second, his first time up. No score. Chase Headley with the first hit of the ball game. Stole second base, moved to third on the ground out.
You know, Troy Tulowitzki is into the game. Look what he does on this play. It's a ground ball to Donaldson, and he knows that there's a possibility that ball might come back over the infield. So what does he do? He goes and backs up that play at third base. I mean, not much gets by this guy at shortstop. Such a smart player.
Tulowitzki's been doing it right for a long time, and he doesn't miss too many things on the baseball field. And had Donaldson had to go further away from third to make the throw, he'd have been standing on the base.
And every time the ball is hit, everybody has something to do on the baseball field, and Tulo just has an instinct and a way of playing the game, doing the right thing defensively.
Stroman ahead 1-2 to Gardner. High fastball he lays off. Stroman with 3 strikeouts so far. All 3 of his strikeouts have come on breaking pitches.
Gardner is swinging a hot bat. Be careful.
.95 with good movement. In the dirt. You got a right-handed hitter on deck, albeit it's Gary Sanchez, but he's still right-handed.
He's still right-handed, and Gardner's hot. He did not drive in a run in his first 18 games this year, but he's on a tear now. He had a great month of May, and he had a home run in yesterday's ball game on a breaking ball.
Stroman comes back with a breaking ball and strikes out Gardner. The Yankees leave a runner at third base. Marcus with 4 strikeouts through 3 innings.
Home game, the Blue Jays salute the Canadian Armed Forces, and today they honor Sergeant Lori Scanlon, a 10-year veteran of the Armed Forces. A dental technician for Harbor Grace, Newfoundland, Sergeant Scanlon has been selected to deploy to Latvia early next year. Sergeant Lori Scanlon, today's Sunday salute.
Thank you very much, Hazel, and congratulations to Sergeant Scanlon and Jay Hatt doing the honors today, presenting over that beautiful red jersey. Quite a pitcher's duel going on here today. Marcus Stroman and Luis Severino. And they both have 4 strikeouts. Chris Coghlan gets the start in left field. He's leading things off here in the 3rd. Coghlan is 2 for 6 against Severino with a long ball.
He's in a home run count now. A couple of change-ups has got him into 2-0 counts.
He got his fastball, but hits it in the air to left. Gardner is there. 1 away.
The all-new 2017 CR-V. With revamped cargo space, it's the biggest fan yet. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays and proud fan since 1977.
We are at Blue Jays Way, of course. The Rogers Center is closed today. Beautiful day yesterday and a great crowd on hand as the Yankees had their hitting shoes on. The Yankees scored 7 runs on 8 extra base hits. Luke Maile had a couple of hits yesterday. He was 2 for 3.
Yeah, how rare is that? 8 extra base hits, no singles. It's only the 5th time that's happened since 1900. Today, a little bit different story with these 2 guys going.
Yeah, these guys brought their A game today.
You know what they have? Their breaking balls are sharp today. They're late breakers. They look like they're fastballs coming in there, and they take a left-hand turn.
And they both have such tight spin on their breaking balls that oftentimes they look like fastballs coming out of the pitcher's hand. That's why you'll see some funky swings today.
Here's a good fastball. You know, where they always say, hey, the farther away from the field you get, to up here the game looks so slow. Well, from up here it still looks pretty fast today with these 2 guys throwing. This is a 98-mile-an-hour 2-seam fastball that's going to come back and clip that outside corner. He has now struck out 5 batters, first time through the lineup of the Blue Jays.
Pilar waits on that breaking ball. It's going to drop for a base hit. Kevin Pilar is aboard. First hit for the Blue Jays.
Good to see him swinging the bat again. A little lazy breaking ball. Now get me over breaking ball, and Pilar says, I better start swinging. I don't want to get to 2 strikes. Slashes that one into the outfield. Last time he was on first base, he picked up his 9th stolen base of the season.
Josh Donaldson struck out on a fastball his first time up. Bill Pilar gets a calling card throw to first. Gary Sanchez, the Yankee catcher, catching for just the 26th time this season. He spent about a month on the disabled list with a strained biceps muscle. He's only caught 2 of 13 base runners this season, compared to almost 38% last year.
The pitchers have to give him a chance, and I think Severino's giving him a chance. That stolen base that Pilar got in the first inning off of those 2 right there was the first one he's given up this year, Severino.
That's right off the end of the bat. Little dribbler back to the mound, and Donaldson's retired on the comeback. The Blue Jays break through, finally get a hit off Severino, but it is scoreless after 3 complete here at Rogers Center. Catcher Gary Sanchez will lead things off, followed by Aaron Judge. And when you think about two young position players playing every day for the Yankees, it's a pretty good foundation. Then you look at what they have to go with it from the mound. It's pretty impressive.
Well, maybe this is the new wave of the Yankees that's going to start one of those runs that the Yankees do. Remember the Jeter and Posada, Mariano Rivera group. This group here, just as talented. You got Severino and Jordan Montgomery. We saw him yesterday win that game. Sanchez and Judge, Greg Bird, and there's a whole mess of players coming in that farm system.
They have a young pitcher, 22 years old, named Chase Adams, who's in AAA right now. Of course, Gleyber Torres is in AAA. Clint Frazier, one of those players they got from Cleveland, and they've got some talent. Gary Sanchez takes a breaking ball. Stroman's really had his breaking ball working today, both the curveball and the slider.
Second time through the lineup now. He's using that slider, and you might see some of those Yankee hitters go up there looking for it. So he brushes him off the plate with that fastball. Pretty smart.
You can double up with the fastball now too, because they have seen that wicked slider. So go back to back with fastballs. That'll be effective. Came right back with it.
Just a little bit tardy on that fastball.
So now here's what you want is if you're a pitcher and the catcher too, because you say, okay, now he's late on that fastball. He's going to try to speed up his bat, try to catch up to the fastball. And if you get a hitter to do that with 2 strikes, then he really becomes vulnerable to that breaking pitch.
You throw him a bad breaking ball here. Struck him out last time on a bad breaking ball.
Not that bad.
That was a little bit too bad, wasn't it? But it's the right idea. Something off the plate.
This is the beauty of baseball in my mind. Maybe the best head-to-head competition in all of sports. Good pitcher against a powerful hitter.
Well, it's a team game, right? It's a team game, but there's so many individual one-on-one matchups. You got the pitcher versus the batter. You got the catcher thinking about the batter. You got the catcher working with the pitcher. You got the managers trying to outthink each other. I mean, it's a team game, but there's so many one-on-ones going on within the game.
That slider is low. Now it's full count. You know, too, in this lineup situation with the Yankees, you don't have to worry about who's hitting behind the guy. You have to worry about the guy at the plate. There's a lot of power in this lineup. Breaking ball up the middle. Travis was playing toward the middle. He throws out Sanchez.
Devin took his time because he knew that he had some time. Even though he's shading him up the middle, he caught it with one hand. He took his time and set his feet and made a strong throw. Actually caught that ball on the other side of second base and made it really look easy.
Here is Aaron Judge. He hit a lazy fly ball to right his first time up. They throw Judge a few fastballs in that first at bat. This time Stroman starts him out with a breaking ball.
I had a talk today before the ball game with David Cohn, who's right next door here, and I was talking to him about Aaron Judge, and I said, how would you pitch Aaron Judge? He said, there is no way I would pitch him away. I would try and stay inside against this guy, because the last thing I want to see is that ball coming back through the middle. You pitch him away with that long bat and those long arms, he's going to come right back at you. There's David. He knows a thing or two about pitching.
Terrific pitcher, and he was a little bit like Marcus Stroman. He could do a lot of things with the baseball. He could manipulate the baseball. He was a smaller guy, not big in stature, But he could make the ball move a lot like Stroman.
He could create things out on that mound, and Marcus does that with his hesitation. Coney said I would pitch him inside for sure.
You know what? When I caught behind Frank Howard, who was the same size as Aaron Judge, that was the same reaction I got from pitchers. I'd call outside fastball and they'd shake their head crazily. Nope, not going to throw him outside because he might hit it back up the middle. All right, Judge stays on that breaking ball and serves it into right. Marcus made a good pitch, and Judge singles to right. That's how you get a .326 batting average.
It sounded like he might have broke his bat, but it was a good pitch. This is the most improvement that we have seen. The biggest improvement right here. Taking this pitch, having the swing presence to stay on it, and instead of swinging and missing, strong enough to get it into the outfield for a hit.
Well, Matt Holliday, who is in the box now, says that one of the real strengths of Judge is his plate coverage. It allows him to get to those pitches. At 6'7", and you put a 35, 36-inch bat in his hand, he can reach just about anything.
He's got those long arms.
We have not gotten to Aaron Judge. I had talked to him, but forgot to ask him about the size of the bat he uses. Frank Howard used a 37-inch bat. I don't know if anybody would make a 37-inch bat nowadays.
The weight is the thing that I would like to know. What's the weight? The normal, what a normal person on average, 34 inches, 32 ounces. Some guys go down to 31 because they want a little bit more control. I'd like to know what the, look at the size of those two. Justin Smoke's a big guy.
Stroman made a good pitch inside, trying to crowd Matt Holliday. We have talked about veteran hitters like Holliday, how they have become great breaking ball hitters. Through the years, they have learned how to throttle down on their swing, and they'll hit breaking balls that are in the strike zone. There goes Judge. Got a good jump, high throw, goes into center. Pilar is going to come up throwing. Judge hustling over to third, gets there, and Stroman backed up the play to save himself a run. What a job by Marcus Stroman. He kept his eye on the play as it was developing. Judge picks up the stolen base. That's his 5th. And on the throwing area, he advances to third. And Marcus Stroman saved himself a run.
Yes, he did. He saw the ball go into center field. Judge has only been caught 2 times this year trying to steal. It's into center field, and there's Stroman. Now he realizes there's going to be a play over at third base. And when the ball kicks off of the foot of Judge, Marcus is right there to catch it.
Now they're talking about the situation with Holliday, and of course Tulowitzki knows Holliday as well as anybody. They were teammates in Colorado with the Rockies. They're talking about how you're going to attack Holliday with a runner at third in less than 2 outs.
With the infield in. There's 2 strikes on the batter. The infield's going to come in.
Well, you can see the athleticism of Aaron Judge. He had that head first slide, popped up and hustled over to third. Matt Holliday with a 2-2 count. Ground ball. This is where Holliday really grinds. Like so many veterans, you get a chance to drive in a run and you're going to dig your heels in.
That's Joe Espada, the third base coach, giving directions to Aaron Judge, and it's really interesting where he sets up in this play. He's going to set up behind the runner, and he's going to watch the left side of the infield.
This is going to score a run at a minimum. Pilar is not going to get it. Holliday hits it off the center field fence, and he slides in safely at second. Aaron Judge comes in to score the first run of the game. Matt Holliday picks up his 36th ribby of the season, and the Yankees have the lead.
Well, you mentioned him being a very good breaking ball hitter and a very good 2-strike hitter. That's why you drive in so many runs. That's going to be his 36th RBI. And it is a breaking ball, and it's a strike breaking ball, and good hitters hit those in RBI situations hard.
And that's where they hit him, to center field. Center field and right center if you're a right-handed hitter. Holiday with his 9th double. Castro hits it on the right side. Smoke will flip to Stroman. Holiday goes to third on the ground out. 2 away now. Tulowitzki takes his time as he comes over the mound to give Stroman a little breather after Marcus backed up the play at third, and then he had to hustle over to cover the bag at first. Might be just a tad winded.
Working out there. You can see the sweat on Marcus's face. Got to save this run right here. Got to get Hicks.
Stroman doesn't like that baseball. He asked for a new one. He might have had some doubts about the pitcher too, about the pitch he was going to throw. Look at him looking at Luke Maile as if to say, let's try something else.
Got him last time with good hard sliders.
Pretty good pitch. Stroman has been squeezed a bit early in this game. He's had a couple of borderline pitches that didn't go in his favor. Marcus just has done a great job of slowing things down and thinking his way through these tough situations, not trying to muscle his way through it.
Can't think about that runner at third base. You got to deal with that guy at the plate. He's not even looking at that runner.
Eric Cooper down at third, indicating no swing on the appeal. 2-1 now. Marcus has won his last 5 decisions over a span of 8 starts coming into this game.
Tells you the kind of slider that he has today. Hicks coming into this game had more walks than strikeouts this year. Struck him out in that first time up. That was in the second inning, the end of the second inning. So he now has 28 strikeouts and 28 base on balls for the season. He's been locked in, and Marcus got him first time up. Needs to get him here.
Was it blocked by Maile? He smothered that breaking ball. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, waits on deck. Full count. Holiday at third after the RBI double. In the air, not deep. Travis on the edge of the outfield makes the catch. The inning is over, but the Yankees break through. Couple of hits, a run. Matt Holiday with the RBI. 1-0 New York.
Players in the TD Comfort Zone are guests from one of TD's community partners. Welcome, everybody. And don't forget, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final goes tomorrow. Last night, a big win by Nashville, just as PK Subban predicted. It's the Penguins and the Predators, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time on CBC and Sportsnet. Buck.
Quite a game there in Nashville, and a lot of the celebrities were out watching that game, and a good effort by Nashville get themselves back into the series. Blue Jays trail 1-0 as Bautista lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Jose called out on a borderline strike his first time up. Pulled to third. Headley has it. Plenty of time. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, all 4 of these teams going head to head. Yankees are here, Boston and Baltimore, and it's going to be that kind of season. They're going to bang heads all year long.
2 4-game series. That was a 4-gamer, wasn't it? In Baltimore with Boston. And then this big one right here before the Blue Jays head out on the road.
Blue Jays will go to Oakland and Seattle, a 6-game, 7-day road trip. 1-1 to Kendrys Morales. He grounded out to second in his first at bat. .90-mile-an-hour changeup.
Changeup. That's the thing. There's not a huge difference between his fastball and his changeup when it comes to miles per hour. You want to get a little bit more of a separation. But it's just something else that he's going to put into the minds of those hitters. There's another one.
He pulled that one. We were talking about how good his delivery was early in this game, but he really came out of his delivery and tried to sell that changeup a little bit too much. Popped up down the left field line. It's headed toward the seats, and it'll be out of play. Darwin Barney is always trying to pick up something on the field, and he's talking with Joe Biagini. And Darwin's one of those guys that pays attention on the bench and tries to pass along some of his experience to some of the younger players and even some of the older players that he recognizes something that he thinks could help.
Sometimes even to the broadcasters. We like to talk to Darwin. He's very smart.
Yes, he is. And probably talking about Joe Biagini's pitching from a hitter's perspective. This is what we do. This is what I would do against you. And this is how you can counteract it. 2-2 pitch. Line toward the alley in left center, and Gardner's not going to get it. It's beyond his reach, and Morales continues to hit the ball well on this homestand. That's his 4th double in this 10-game homestand.
They went soft again with 2 strikes to Morales. That was another changeup. Severino actually shook to that. Shook off 2 pitches until he wanted that changeup. He stays away, and instead of trying to pull the ball, he goes right with it. And it's slicing back to Gardner, and Gardner almost comes up with it. He was the Gold Glove winner last year at left field in the American League, but he can't come up with that one. Second hit of the afternoon for the Blue Jays.
Justin Smoke struck out a slider his first time up. That slider's off the plate. Comes right back with it.
Starting to get some respect now when you've got 13 home runs, 37 RBIs, and you're hitting .282. and you're hitting .356 with runners in scoring position, you're not going to get much to hit.
Outside. Smoke's got power to all fields from both sides of the plate. He doesn't have to pull it to hit it out.
I don't think he's going to get something to pull unless it's a mistake. Like Severino and the Yankees want to stay away from his power.
No, fly ball into center, not a problem for Hicks. 2 away. Beauty Tone, Canada's color experts, available exclusively at Home Hardware in building center locations. Severino with 2 down now. Will face Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki 247 for the season. Of course, Tulowitzki missed 31 games with a hamstring injury. Donaldson missed 38 games with a calf injury, and they have just come back on this homestand.
Well, they said they were going to play over the weekend. Day game after night game yesterday, day game today. It's good to see them in there for all of these games against the Yankees.
We told you earlier that Luis Severino has the highest average fastball among qualified pitchers. Came in this game averaging over 97 miles an hour. And it's easy.
Yeah. Easy cheese, right? Out of his hands. He's got a nice, simple delivery. Not a lot of stress, not a lot of torque on that arm.
That's a phrase you don't hear very much anymore. That cheese. Talk about hitters used to say, I'm going up there looking for a piece of cheese and get that fastball.
Well, you want to get it down the middle of the plate. That last one was right on the corner, and I don't know if Severino picked something up that he felt like maybe the Blue Jays were giving location or what. So he called his catcher out there to talk to him.
Another fastball came out and got the big strikeout. 6 strikeouts for Severino. Now time for a Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Craig Zahn in the Samsung broadcast studio.
Back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Big crowd on hand here for this series finale Yankees have won 2 of the first 3 games. Blue Jays trying to split the series. And if the Blue Jays come back and win this game, they'll have a 7-3 record on the homestand and get to within 1 game of 500. Shortstop Didi Gregorius leading things off, sinking fastball low for ball 1. Jay Happ will open up the series in Oakland against left-hander Sean Manaea. Happ, Estrada, Liriano for the Blue Jays against Manaea, Cotton, and Triggs for Oakland. Oakland's had a tough stretch. They are 24-31. Lost 6 of the last 10 games.
Just kicking it around. That's their problem.
They have allowed 40 unearned runs. It's the most in baseball. They've allowed 5 more unearned runs than the Atlanta Braves. The Braves have allowed 35. San Diego Padres have allowed 30. Breaking ball into center. Leadoff single.
This 4K broadcast is brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV.
Sunday afternoon in Toronto. It was raining earlier and it has calmed down some outside. Chase Headley got the first Yankee base hit of the afternoon. It's just went into center. Pilar's got a beat on. Headley lines out to center. Stroman is making his 4th career start against the Yankees here at Rogers Center. He comes in with a 3-0 record and an ERA of 0.90. And coming into this game, he had allowed just 12 hits to the Yankees over 30 innings in his 3 previous starts.
And he's got his good stuff again today. I think he loves rising to the occasion against the Yankees here. Be careful with this combination as they get deeper into this. This is a good hit and run combination for me. Looked like they tried that the last time Ref Snyder was up. If you remember that, there was a throw off the line. Headley picked up the stolen base. Gregorius has enough speed. He can handle the bat.
Well, they know that Stroman gets a lot of ground balls. He has induced 14 ground ball double plays. So with 1 run, you take a shot, start the runner, see if you can't get yourself out of that double play situation.
Yeah, win in the count. It's 1-0. Might be a good time for him to try it.
Not running here. There is so much information available. You have to have a couple of extra coaches. You saw Rob Thompson from Stratford, Ontario. He's the bench coach, and he's got sheets that tell you when they run, what count they run on, what Marcus does on particular pitches.
Look at the stopwatch that he has in his hand.
There goes Gregorius. Here's the throw from Maley. It's on the money, and it guns him down. Luke Maley fires a strike to second base to catch Gregorius.
You know, because that jump wasn't that good, that tells me they had the hit and run on and somebody missed a sign. Joe Girardi on a 2-0 count starts the runner. It's a ball, but Luke Maley gets the base runner at second base. That leadoff single is erased. Thought they might try and do something there. It's just a good combination.
And it might have been a missed sign by Ref Snyder. 3-1. Ground ball. Big hop for the second baseman Travis. That caught stealing makes the inning go quickly. They face the minimum in the 5th. Devin Travis will lead things off for the Blue Jays. The Jays are down by 1. system to see how they're doing. And today we're taking a look at Lansing in the Midwest League. That's the low A ball club. And Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bradley Jones have been tearing it up.
It's the infield. Jones plays first base. He actually has just been sent up to Dunedin, moved up. But Guerrero and Bichette down there, young players that everybody's talking about. Bo Bichette is just 19 years old. He's hitting .390. 4 for 5 in yesterday's game with an RBI, a couple of runs scored. He has now recorded a hit in 39 of the 44 games he's played in low A ball. He's just 19 years old.
Bo Bichette got a hit today already. He's 1 for 3, batting .389. Vladimir Guerrero is 2 for 2. He's batting .335 as we speak. Well, it's the first time in a long time the Blue Jays have had those kinds of position players. Devin Travis rips it into right field, the leadoff single. With that, let's check in with Jamie Campbell. It was really interesting because the Braves, after Freddie Freeman got hurt, signed James Loney, and then they were able to acquire Matt Adams, and Adams has been a nice fill-in.
Hit a grand slam last night.
One of Adams. 7 grand slams hit in Major League Baseball. That's a record, grand slams. 7 grand slams hit yesterday, and Matt Adams had one of those grand slams.
And it makes me think of Jim Palmer never gave up a grand slam.
How do you know?
Oh, he's told us before.
There's a 4-6-3 double play, so that leadoff single immediately erased by the double play off the bat of Chris Coghlan.
Super Slow-Mo Cam. Brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV.
Two quick outs now. Severino will deal with the number 9 hitter, Luke Maile. That double play turned by the Yankees, just the 35th double play they've turned this year. That's the fewest in the majors.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or what you can read into that, because Castro and Didi Gregorius are fun to watch together. I mean, that was a slick double play turn.
I was trying to figure that out this morning when I saw that, and I thought these two guys are very good up the middle. They have some strikeouts in their rotation, but to give you an idea, Colorado and Texas have turned 66. That's the most in the majors.
Blue Jays have turned a lot of double plays.
Blue Jays have turned 54 double plays, so that's in the upper tier in the majors. Luke Maile with a 1-2 count. Hits it on the ground. Headley fields it in foul territory. 5th inning, 2 outs. New York has a 1-0 lead. Matt Holliday with an RBI double. Takes advantage of a stolen base and an error by the catcher, Luke Maile. Maile threw it into center field on a stolen base attempt by Aaron Judge in the 4th. Judge came in to score on the Holiday RBI double. And that's been it.
That's been it. Blue Jays have had 2 runners get to second base this afternoon. Pilar walked and stole second in the 1st inning, and then Morales hit the double last inning. That's how good Severino's been this afternoon.
Ground ball through the left side for Maile. He stayed on that breaking ball and picks up a 2-out base hit. Luke had 2 hits in the game yesterday.
Finds a hole on the left side. He saw a slider the pitch before. That's the one he grounded down to third base. He gets another one. Stays on that low slider and just gets it out of the reach of Chase Headley and Didi Gregorius. So 2 hits this inning for the Blue Jays.
They've had a hit in each of the last 3 innings. Kevin Pillar got the first hit in the 3rd.
Unfortunately, they had that double play. We told you Severino's 5th in baseball in ground ball percentage. Marcus Stroman was 3rd. Severino gets his share of ground balls too.
Pillar hits it down the right side, but that's going to slice out of play. McMenamin can run a little bit. We've seen that a couple of times, going first to 3rd. He had his head down and he was thinking about scoring had that been a fair ball.
He's a good athlete. Played the outfield before when he was younger.
Two and one now. Top of the order, Pillar and Donaldson waits on deck. Look where all those pitches are bunched up, down and away. I asked Joe Girardi today during the Yankees batting practice, I said, what's the biggest difference from your perspective for the improvement of Severino? He said his ability to get the fastball down. He's always been able to throw it up, but he gets it down in a good spot there. Gregorius with the glove flip to end the inning. Blue Jays get a couple of hits but bounce into a double play. Through 5 innings, the Yankees have a 1-0 lead against the Blue Jays and Marcus Stroman. Your work day. Fly with WestJet. They don't overbook their flights. Now time for the schedule ahead, brought to you by WestJet. The Blue Jays and Yankees will wrap up this 4-game series here this afternoon. Blue Jays will head out west. They'll play the Oakland A's Monday and Tuesday. They're night games. Wednesday is a day game, an off day in Seattle on Thursday, and then the Blue Jays will play the Mariners 3 games. They'll come home, enjoy an off day on the 12th. Tampa Bay's here for a short 2-game series, another off day, and then the Chicago White Sox come to town. 16th, 17th, and 18th. That's a 3-game schedule. There'll be a short 5-game homestand next time the Blue Jays are here at Rogers Center. Top of the order for the Yankees, Gardner, Sanchez, and Judge. The beauty of pitching, I don't care how potent your offense is, you get a well-pitched game and they can shut down anybody, and that's what we've seen so far today.
You got 2 big offenses, hit a lot of home run. Good pitching always stops good hitting. Marcus has had some good stuff today.
Marcus for the season came into this game with a 6-2 record. The interesting thing, and I've been trying to figure out why this number is what it is, the opponent's batting average against Stroman. The league is at 280 against him. That seems inordinately high given the quality of his pitches.
Good pitch there. Watching him every start like we do, I see a lot of balls, jam jobs that go into the outfield for base hits, 45 hoppers that make their way into the outfield. I don't want to call it luck because I don't believe in luck, but it's just unfortunate some of these base hits. You don't get a lot of atom balls like right at the infielders. Gives up a lot of cheap hits.
To give you an idea, just for comparison's sake, Irvin Santana of the Twins, his opponent's batting average is 156. Dallas Keuchel 183, Chris Sale 197, Carlos Carrasco of the Indians 200. Stroman's ability, his stuff, is with those other pitchers.
Sure. He's winning the games this year.
As a breaking ball, Gardner gets on and rips it into right field.
But yeah, I'm with you that if he ever puts a year together where the balls are right at the infielders and they're not clunkers into the outfield, he's going to win 18, 19 ball games. It's a curveball, and Gardner stays right on it. He has been swinging the bat. Drove in 21 runs in the month of May, his highest total of his career for 1 month.
Leadoff signal for Gardner. Now Gary Sanchez, the catcher, 0-for-2. The Gardner single, just the 5th Yankee hit of the afternoon. But Stroman now has given up 78 hits in 74 2/3 innings. That's just a high number. I think, and I'm going to watch this, I think the number of base hits he gives up on breaking balls probably inordinately high because he throws a lot of them, and when people are looking for it, if you don't make a perfect pitch with it, veteran hitters like we saw with Holiday, they're going to hit it.
They're going to hit it, drive in runs.
Don't be surprised if the Yankees run on this next pitch. 2 balls and a strike. We have seen them start to run on several occasions. Judge had a stolen base in the 4th. Headley had a stolen base in the 3rd.
And a little bit more speed at first base in Gardner.
Gregorius was caught stealing in the 5th. Not running here. And there's a strike. It's a 1-0 game, so every pitch is a huge pitch. Middle innings now. You can see the focus on that Yankee bench. The Yankees won the 2 of the 3 games they've played so far. Last year, the Yankees only won 2 games all season here.
Yeah, they played the Yankees tough last year within the division.
Last year, the Blue Jays were 12-7. They were 8-2 here at Rogers Center, 4-5 at Yankee Stadium. The last 2 years, the Blue Jays have won the season series. Gardner's not running. Inside, ball 3.
Tried to throw that sinker right there to get that ground ball. It's almost guaranteed now that Gardner takes off at first base. Marcus throws a lot of ground ball outs. You got some speed over there.
Bullpen begins to go to work. Tepera and Luke. There goes Gardner. Ball is low. Ball 4. So a single and a walk. That's how this inning starts.
The Honda Checkered Flag event is back. Get there fast, leave even faster.
Aaron Judge is the batter with 2 on and nobody out, and so far today he has a single, stolen base, and scored a run. He's 1 for 2, but he's the major league leader in home runs with 18 home runs. And when you look at the franchise records for home runs in the first 53 games, it's a pretty impressive who's who of Yankee baseball.
This is over the last 67 season. It's great to see those old Mickey Mantle photos right there. A-Rod is up there with 19 through 2007. Aaron Judge hit 18 home runs through his first 53 games. Interesting, who's not on that was the 1961 Yankee duo, the M&M boys, Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. They hit 61 and 54. Respectively. They weren't on that list.
Second half seasons, and you saw Mantle's numbers in 56 and 57. He was the MVP in both those seasons.
Triple Crown winner, wasn't he, in 56?
In 56, he hit 52 home runs, drove in 130 runs, and hit 353. Won the Triple Crown. Big situation for Stroman here. 1-1 count on Judge, nobody out. High fly ball. Pilar setting up for the throw. Gardner's tagging at second, and he'll take off and move to third. Sanchez stays put at first, so that keeps the double play in order for the Blue Jays, and Judge is 1 for 2.
Productive at bat with that long fly ball to center field. It's the thing, when you've got strength, you can hit a ball and still drive it out deep enough to advance that runner.
And now Tulowitzki once again at the mound with Stroman and Maile. Matt Holliday is the batter, and this was a similar situation back in the fourth when Holliday hit a 2-strike breaking ball for a double and drove in the only run of this game.
He had a runner at third base, less than 2 outs dead. Nobody knows Holliday better than Troy Tulowitzki. They played together for a long time in Colorado, and he knows he's a good breaking ball hitter.
Gardner at third, Sanchez at first, 1 out. Holliday 1 for 2 with the RBI double. Stroman makes a good pitch, again doesn't get to call. He and Gary Cederstrom, the home plate umpire, had been on opposite sides of the strike zone so far. Fastball. Matt Holliday knows that they're probably going to try to throw him fastballs. It's Stroman looking to get that 2-seam fastball to induce a ground ball.
Well, he's smart. He's a smart hitter. He knows they made a mistake last time. That breaking ball hung out over the plate. He hit it hard off the wall in center field, so maybe they go fastball now. And as a hitter, you got to adjust.
Ground ball. Tulowitzki to second for 1. Travis back to first. Not in time. Blue Jays will have a look at that one. Gabe Morales hit first base, made the call. Tulowitzki had a long way to go to his right before he made the play, and Holliday, he was hustling out of the box. It was bang bang at first.
He was smelling RBI. The ball took a long time to get to Tulo, and it was a long throw. Watch the ground ball. He breaks his bat on that fastball. Tulo's got to get over. Now he's got to wait for it. Gets there. It's a long throw. Travis fires over to first base. He is called safe. Blue Jays looking for a big double play. How about the stretch by Smoke getting way out there? That throw is low, but it looks like he's safe.
Well, you talk about a game of inches. When they drew it up and made the bases 90 feet away, they were on the money. So it's 2-0 Yanks, and Matt Holliday has driven in both runs. Starlin Castro, the second baseman. That caught Maley in a bad spot on his thumb.
Yeah, he's hanging it out of that glove. That does not feel good. Look at the sweat pouring off of his face mask and helmet. Went down one time to warm up a pitcher just to help out the catchers one time, and I didn't get my thumb back for about 3 weeks.
You catch it in an awkward fashion on that big thumb pad in the catcher's mitt. You can really twist that thumb. Stroman's ahead 0-2. Fly ball to left. Coughlin backing up. He is there. That'll end the inning. But Matt Holliday, with a fielder's choice RBI, has driven in both Yankee runs. The Blue Jays trail 2-0. Big bats coming up for the Jays.
On top of the Blue Jays 2-0 here. After his 2 home run performance Friday night, Josh Donaldson admitted he's still not where he wants to be coming off those calf issues. He was encouraged, though, that he hit those home runs off a slider and curveball. Donaldson said he's been trying to, quote, get into his legs more, particularly when the ball's lower in the strike zone. He's got high expectations for himself, still believing there have been at-bats where he could have done a better job. Donaldson said, quote, I know just from how I'm recognizing pitches and executing on some of them, there have been times when my swing has been there, and it's nice when that happens, but I'm still working on trying to improve. Buck.
Thank you, Hazel. Indeed, Donaldson doesn't have many at-bats yet. He comes into this game with 57. He's got 2 at-bats this afternoon, so all season long he's had just 59 at-bats. Donaldson, Bautista, and Morales. Blue Jays trail by 2. Ground ball. Gregorius sits back and throws to first in time. 1-away. We mentioned Didi Gregorius, the shortstop. He's committed just 1 error. This is his 32nd start of the season. That's going to be it for Marcus Stroman. 6 innings. He allows 2 runs on just 5 hits. He was pretty good.
He was real good. Just 5 hits, 2 runs. Finish up that thought on Didi Gregorius, Buck. Seems like he's been around forever, doesn't it? He's 27 years old.
Yeah, he's in the prime of his career, and he had a huge season last year. Career high in home runs, and
he had a tough job filling in for an idol, right? Taking over for an idol in Derek Jeter. He's just 27 years old. 1 error. His partner at second base, Starlin Castro's been around forever. He's just 27 years old. He turned a nice double play last inning, a nifty little double play.
Bautista pulls the breaking ball. Headley makes a nice play of it. Good scoop over at first by Refsnyder. 2 ground ball outs here in the 6th.
Then Marino, excuse me, will throw a share of ground ball out, so you better have a good defense.
When you look at the Yankees. We've talked about Severino's 23, Sanchez is 23, Judge is 24. And then you got your double play combination there in the prime of their career, veterans at 27.
Heading right into the physical of their youth. They're right at where you want to be at 27. That's right in your physical prime. And they're going to be together for a long time in the middle of that infield.
Kendrys Morales has doubled in his 2 at-bats. He's got another hit. They were playing no doubles, so Hicks can cut it off. Morales is 2 for 3, and he continues to swing the bat very well.
You know, we've seen teams play Morales to pull, putting 3 infielders on the right side, but they don't pitch him to pull. They pitch him away. Kendricks says thank you very much, and he just goes the other way with another hit. You got 3 infielders on the right side, 1 infielder on the left side. You pitch him away. He doesn't try and pull it into the shift. He just goes right with it. You got 1 guy on the left side. That's all you have to beat, and he does.
Smoke hits it high and deep to center. Get up, ball. This game is tied.
Justin Smoke's going to give the fans something to cheer about. Breaking ball first pitch. That's the improvement that we have seen from Smoke this year. He waits back on that breaking ball, sits on his legs a long time, and drives it out of here to center field.
Morales and Smoke have been a dangerous tandem, batting back-to-back in this lineup. 2 switch hitters with power.
But you see him way back on that ball, recognized it, stayed back there, didn't know he was swinging, crushes it to center field.
It is June 4th, and Justin Smoke has tied his home run total from a year ago. One and 2 to Tulowitzki. Both of these ball clubs can change the score with 1 swing of the bat. Turn a game around in a heartbeat. That'll end the inning, but a 2-out rally. Kendrys Morales singles to keep the inning alive, and Justin Smoke takes care of things. His 14th home run, and it's a 2-2 game. good outing for Marcus. 105 pitches over his 6 innings. He'll be settled with another no decision. 2 earned runs on 5 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 4. But the Smoke 2-run home run has tied it, and Marcus's streak of no losses in his last 9 starts stays intact.
Threw the ball well today against a very good Yankee team. Now it's on to the bullpen. Aaron Loop's 2-0 with a 225 earned run average. The second time that Aaron has pitched in this series. He only threw a third of an inning. That was on Friday. Got a strikeout of Gardner. Got the bottom of the lineup here with some lefties and some switch hitters. So with Justin Smoke's home run, we're all tied up, and it's up to the bullpen.
Now Smoke hit 14 home runs last year in a full season, and he just hit his 14th to tie the game. Six, 7, and 8 in the Yankees batting order. Aaron Hicks is a switch hitter. Goes after the first pitch, and you just can't get him out. Hicks has had a heck of a series. That extends his hit streak to 8 straight games. He's hit 5 doubles in the series, and he gets the leadoff single here in the 7th.
You turn him around, you hope that that would mess him up just a little bit. He didn't waste any time.
So Luke now will deal with Didi Gregorius. Gregorius had a leadoff single his last time up. He bunts it foul. Gregorius was born in Amsterdam. Grew up in the Dutch Antilles in Curaçao. But he is one of a handful of major league players actually born in Amsterdam. Bert Blyleven, of course, the Hall of Famer. He was born in Amsterdam. Gregorius shows the sacrifice and pulls the bat back. Think about Robert Einhorn, who had some time with the Yankees. He is involved in the World Baseball Classic for Team Netherlands.
They have a few shortstops on their roster, don't they? Woo!
Bogart, Scope, Andrelton Simmons, Didi Gregorius. This could be a ground ball double play. Travis will tag Hicks, throw to first. Nice play. Devin Travis played it perfectly. It was a slowly hit ball. He had to come and get it, and got Hicks in the baseline, tagged him, and then threw to third.
That was the key to the whole play right there. The aggressiveness of Devin Travis to get to the ball in the baseline. You have to give the second baseman a chance to field it. He hustles in quickly. And you're told, that's the last thing you're told if you're a runner at first base. Don't let the second baseman tag you with the ball. He gets into the baseline. No place to go for Hicks. Tag, throw to first base, and a clean double play by the Blue Jays.
Good job by Devin to pick up on that slowly hit ball. Come right into the baseline. So there are 2 outs now. Aaron Loop, he's done a nice job. He has gotten some big outs for this bullpen.
You know, I asked him the other day, I said, you know, what's the difference between you now and 5 years ago when you first came up? He's been in big leagues 5 years. He said, my fastball command is so much better now. And when you have fastball command, you have quick innings.
6 pitches after the leadoff single, double play, fly ball. No problem for Luke. Bottom of the 7th. It's a tie game.
Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by the rugged Honda Pioneer Off-Road family. Your adventure begins here.
The fifth sellout of the season for the Blue Jays, 46,782. A big crowd on hand, and they've been entertained to a heck of a ball game. 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Devin Travis fouls it off on the first pitch. Both starters have a very similar line. You see Severino 7 strikeouts over his 6 innings. Stroman had 4 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Had home run by Smoke last inning. First home run that Luis Severino's given up in 5 starts. That breaks a personal best for him. He had gone 4 straight starts without giving up a home run before today.
Got a lot of meat. Travis got hit on the left hand, and anytime you see a hitter hit on the hand, back of the hand especially, there's so many small bones and not much protection there.
It's an 0-2 pitch. He's just going to move him off the plate just a little bit. Just couldn't get his hands out of the way. Told you he throws hard. Devin trying to back out of there. Right on the wrist.
Ah, that's as bad a place as you can get hit right there. But Devin's going to go to first and hit him right on that joint and that big wrist bone that sticks out there, and that's going to sting. Of course, we saw Freddie Freeman get hit in a similar fashion by Aaron Loop, and he had a fractured hand. And Devin's taken a while before he wants to put that mitt on, and I don't blame him.
Timeout.
Yeah, he having a little tough time utilizing that left hand. So the leadoff man's aboard. Chris Coghlan. Yankees expecting the bunt. Coghlan drops down a beauty. Nice job by Chris Coghlan to move Travis from first to second.
They don't use it very often, but that was perfectly executed by Coghlan. Last time up after Travis singled, he hit into a double play. This time they get a runner in scoring position, giving the Blue Jays 2 shots to score him.
Well, Coghlan with a terrific bunt. Now the Blue Jays have the go-ahead runner in scoring position in the person of Devin Travis. The Blue Jays have really struggled in this series batting with runners in scoring position. They are currently 0 for 22 in this series with 7 strikeouts. Not going to win many series unless you come up with clutch hits.
They're due. They're due right here.
Luke Maile. Ground ball up the middle. Gregorius has it. Goes on the run. 2 away. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Hit that home run off Chris Tillman. Chris Sale has 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. It's a 3-3 game. Kevin Pillar has been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. Ball in the dirt. Travis gets down the line, and that's what you want. He anticipated that ball in the dirt.
That's aggressive. You anticipate that ball in the dirt, even if it's a wild pitch that doesn't go very far from home plate, you can try and score it. Devin reads it and then thought better of it and hustles back down to third base.
I don't like the way Travis is carrying his left hand.
Yeah, he's still feeling it.
Millar fouls it back.
When he dove back into the base, he used his right hand, but his left hand was just limp right side there. That doesn't look good. Watch him go back, and he goes back hard. He's almost halfway. That left hand really banged down on the turf.
Millar fouls it back 1-2.
Trying to protect that arm, you could see it. Tried to then lift it up off the dirt after it initially hit the ground.
Joe Smith getting ready for the top of the 8th. Number 9 hitter Rob Refsnyder is the scheduled batter. Millar loops it into center, but it's going to hang up for Hicks. That'll end the inning. The Blue Jays leave a runner at third. We've played 7 complete. Line scores are almost identical. 2-6. Tie game.
Baseball is an adaptive baseball program for children and youth living with physical and cognitive disabilities. To find an accessible baseball program near you, visit jayscare.com/challengerbaseball. To the 8th we go, Buck Martinez and Pat Tabler. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Hazel. This is Ryan Goins taking over defensively at second base as Devin Travis leaves the ball game. He was hit by a pitch to start the bottom of the 7th, and you can see he was in some pain, and he has left the ball game. Joe Smith has come into the ball game.
30th time this year that Joe has come into the ball game. That's the American League lead in games this season, and what a year he's putting together. 1-0, 304 earned run average. Pitches the 8th inning, tie ball game. Joe Smith into it to face Rob Refsnyder.
Number 9 hitter for the Yankees swings and misses the first pitch. There is no reason for us to speculate about the injury, but Devin Travis got hit flush. Ground ball beaten on the ground. Smith with a barehanded play and a nice play. Joe Smith has done a terrific job for the Blue Jays, and he shows his athleticism there as he gets off the mound and makes a good play.
We talked about how he uses his legs when he delivers the ball, but watch how he's in great shape to field the ball. He is facing the batter, able to go left or right, pops off that mound and barehands that baseball, and fires over to first base to get the first out.
One out, and Joe's going to take time to catch his breath a little bit. The adrenaline's pumping after that fine defensive play for the first out. Catch your breath before you deal with Brett Gardner.
As he goes to reach for it, watch how it rolls around in his hand, and he grabs it with all 5 of his fingers, finds the 4 seams, and fires a strike. You've done that before, right? When you play catch?
Everybody does that when they get a ball in their hand. Just a natural reaction to roll the ball around so you can get the 4-seam grip and make an accurate throw. Catchers do it. They try to get that 4-seam grip. Infielders, and I saw a great illustration of a pitcher doing a nice job making a fielding play. Another strikeout for Joe Smith.
Buy 6 cans of Beauty Tone paint and get the 7th free. Available exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Beauty Tone, Canada's color experts.
Happy crowd here in a full house at Rogers Center. Joe Smith with another strikeout. He comes into this game with a strikeout per 9-inning average of 13.5. That's up there with the big boys.
Well, he can spin that ball like he does right there to get strike 1. He can sink it. He also has 10 holds this year.
Gets ahead of Sanchez with that breaking ball strike. Just think about Smith and his 13.5 strikeouts per 9 innings this year. Best of his career by far. But Dellin Betances, the big reliever for the Yankees, his career average is 14.4. They couldn't be more different. But Smith is having a terrific start to his season.
You know, and that fastball says 89 miles an hour, but he puts it in a good spot, and he's pitching with it. Pitching with his fastball, pitching with his breaking ball.
1-2, 2 outs. Got it. Couple of strikeouts in a perfect inning for Joe Smith. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th in a 2-2 game. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Greg Zahn in the Samsung broadcast studio.
Hey, boy,
It was a tidy 7 innings, 6 hits, a couple of earned runs. He had 7 strikeouts. The only mistake he made, gave up a 2-out single to Morales and then the home run by Justin Smoke, so he will pick up a no decision in this game. 2 evenly matched teams, 2 evenly pitched games. It's up to the bullpens now. Tyler Clipper for the 26th time for the New York Yankees. He's 0-2 with a 1.5 earned run average. Clipper pitching yesterday's game, a very clean inning, 1-2-3 inning. He faced the same 3 guys that he's going to face this afternoon.
Donaldson, Bautista, and Morales. 3 up, 3 down. He struck out Bautista. So he's got another test here in the 8th inning. JD is 0 for 2. Excuse me, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Josh Donaldson bobblehead day here at Rogers Center.
Got to do something special on your day, don't you?
Oh, he will. The bringer of rain. They've got their rain outfits on. Hit it here, Josh. Popped it back. And Hazel May talking earlier about Donaldson getting his legs into his swing, and so much of his power is generated by his lower half. And then he had that calf injury he's coming back from, but just doesn't have enough at bats yet. He now has 60 at bats for the season.
I think he's getting close. Watch him in batting practice every day. He's starting to get close, timing up that breaking ball right there from Clipper. Clipper has only given up 2 home runs this season. A 150 batting average in 23 innings pitched. He's only given up 12 hits.
3-1 pitch. Donaldson was looking for that changeup.
Yes, he was. The way that he reacted, he stayed back a long time like he knew it was coming. Rocks back, lifts that leg, sees it, and just misses it.
3-2. Donaldson leading off the bottom of the 8th. Swinging a drive deep to right. Get up, ball, get going, and gone. The Blue Jays continue to get big home runs late in the ball game.
Against the best that the opposition has to offer. Told you, Clipper doesn't give up many home runs. He'd only given up 2 all season long, and on Josh Donaldson bobblehead day, yeah, he does do something special. How about an 8th inning home run to break a 2-2 tie?
The 29th home run for the Blue Jays, 7th inning or later. That's the most in the American League. Stay close. The buzz is back at Rogers Center.
3-1 changeup, 3-2 fastball. And Josh drives it out of right field. JD, what a finish on that swing.
Fly ball popped up on the infield, and Gregorius has it, 1 away.
You know, we've been watching him, and you watch him in batting practice and you say, hey, he's getting close. He was on that changeup. They tried to slip a fastball by him, and he's just got great power to all fields. And after that home run, that means who? Roberto Osuna.
Joe Smith had a 1-2-3 8th inning. Osuna loosening up. Kendrys Morales had a nice cut. Morales got a 2-out single in the 6th to set the table for Justin Smoke, who hit the home run to tie it. Blue Jays 3 runs on 7 hits. The Yankees 2 runs on 6 hits. But the Blue Jays have homered twice.
Yesterday was just the warm-up for this at bat. He faced Clippard yesterday and grounded out to second base. Today, takes him deep.
Oh, 2. He waves at that breaking ball and strikes out. Well, everybody's on the edge of their seat when any of these big power hitters come to the plate, but Josh Donaldson, reactions from the bench, and Pillar's telling it to get up, get out of here, and it goes out of the ballpark for the lead. And then when you look at the fans' reaction, father and son here enjoying the ball game, and look at the emotion. He hit it right in front of us, Dad. That's awesome.
Somebody get him the baseball.
Smoke. High fly ball to left field. Gardner makes the catch. The inning is over, but the damage is done. On Josh Donaldson's bobblehead day, he gives the Blue Jays the lead. For Donaldson, his 6th home run. The Blue Jays have a 1-run lead going to the 9th. Brought to you by Honda, official vehicle of the Blue Jays and proud fan since 1977.
Well, hopefully you were just with us because you would have seen this on Josh Donaldson bobblehead day. Takes his 3-2 fastball and drives it out of here to right field. That breaks that 2-2 tie. Josh Donaldson with a big home run. It's also this afternoon's drive of the game. And that ball was driven.
That ball was driven with 2 strikes. He goes Oppo and hits one out of here. So the Blue Jays have the lead. All 3 runs for the Jays coming on home runs. And now it's over to Roberto Osuna to make his 24th appearance. Osuna has been on some run. He has had saves in his last 7 appearances. Carrera's in left defensively. So Osuna will work to Aaron Judge, Matt Holliday, and Starlin Castro, the meat of the Yankees order. Remember the at-bat Osuna had against Judge on Friday night. The Blue Jays had a 2-run cushion. Judge had hit a 2-run home run in the 6th, and Osuna heated him up with high fastballs.
Ended the ball game on a strikeout.
Cuts that one off the plate, down and away, 1-2.
It looks like a fastball coming in there, and then just cuts just off the plane. He was saying, I throw a breaking ball that's got more of an 80 degrees drop to it. I want more of a 45-degree drop with my cutter. so it looks like a fastball.
Judge strikes out.
He has always had great command and control. And when you've got command and control, you can just keep inching that ball off the plate like he does right there to pick up the first out.
Matt Holliday has driven in both of the Yankees' runs this afternoon. Had an RBI double in the 4th. A fielder's choice RBI in the 6th. Osuna is making his 20th appearance against the Yankees. And he has had a lot of success against New York. 1-0 with 10 saves in 11 opportunities.
His first strikeout was against the Yankees. If you remember that a couple of years ago, he enjoys pitching against them.
It was A-Rod, and he's so aware he got the ball back and called timeout and threw the ball out of play. Ball on the strike, and Holliday steps out. That's a breaking ball that went from strike to ball to Holliday. And now watch how they work them from here on. They can go upstairs with a fastball. They can throw another breaking ball, but they won't throw a breaking ball in the strike zone.
Unless it's a mistake, and that's what the cutter does. It just looks like a fastball coming out of his hand. It looks like a fastball strike and then cuts off the plate. There it is. He says that's something that he has refined with the help of his father. The father talked to him about how to hold the ball, the pressure on the fingers, how to get the proper break on it. And it's another wrinkle that a hitter has to deal with.
The Blue Jays have struck out 4 straight Yankees. Gardner, Sanchez, Judge, and Holliday. Starlin Castro late on that heater. Joe Smith, Aaron Loop were terrific. Blue Jays trying to split the 4 games with the Yankees. 0-1. 0-2.
I wouldn't throw him a strike. He is a free swinger, and he's got one thing on his mind right now: extra base hits.
The Blue Jays strike out the final 5 Yankees. The top of the order all go down swinging. Josh Donaldson with the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 8th. Justin Smoke, a 2-run shot.
We've been talking about the Blue Jays and their hitters and their home runs, but today, yeah, we'll take the home runs from Smoke and Donaldson. Dramatic. But the pitching was superb against the Yankees. Stroman was great for 6, Loop in the 7th, Smith in the 8th, and Osuna finishing it off. The only bad news, I guess, Buck, is we got to hold our breath with Devin Travis after getting hit by that pitch. We hope he's okay.
The Blue Jays bullpen faced the minimum. Loop, Smith, and Osuna threw 9 first pitch strikes to wrap up the win. The Blue Jays win at 3-2. Stay tuned. Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn, Blue Jays Central. We'll see you from Oakland tomorrow.